All right, y'all. We are on our way to the ASMR appointment that I told y'all about. It is going to be with Julie. Her YouTube channel is Friends with ASMR. She is one of my favorite ASMR artists and YouTubers. And it was, I want to say, I can't remember if it was last year, the end of last year, the beginning of this year, where I realized that she actually has a spa here in Southern California, and I freaked out because, as you all know, I am a huge lover of ASMR. It's always just been my way of coping and relaxing, and to this day, my mom always jokes that, like, she blames herself for me liking that so much. Obviously, growing up, we didn't have a term for it. Like, it was just like goosebumps or like tingles or cosquillas in Spanish, you know? But yeah, like, I did want to share a little bit of my history with ASMR and like what it means to me. I know all you worms in my community love to troll on me because of it. But I thought this would be an awesome opportunity to kind of show that side of me, more of a personal side of me, when it comes to that. My mom, ever since I was a baby, would, you know, rub my belly and my legs and stuff like that. And so, like, growing up as a childhood, I always needed that like soothing, like skin to skin touch, especially before I went to bed, to help me go to sleep. And it was always just like very like nurturing for me. And yeah, it just helped me sleep. It just helped me feel more at ease and stuff. So it was always like something just very comforting and soothing that I've always needed. And well into adulthood, anyone who I lived with at the time, you know, my boyfriend now, Johnny, hi Jenny, hey dude, I like always ask for that. And it was always something that I used to do with my sister. It was even like a very like bonding experience with like my little sister and my niece, which she's kind of more like a sister in terms of like our age. Growing up, we used to do that too. We used to, you know, do like light scratches on each other's arms and backs and stuff like that. We would literally take turns doing that to each other because we all loved it, you know. And I want to say it wasn't until probably, yeah, I was like in high school, like the end of high school, maybe 2010, 2011. I feel like the internet kind of like caught on to it, and in terms of like kind of finding terminology for it, because it was something that like so many people experienced growing up, and something that they liked, and something that made them feel good and cared for and relaxed, so, you know, all these nice things. And I think around that time is like when like the first videos or content was coming out, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember that's when I started hearing that term, like ASMR, which is, God, I hope I don't butcher it, autonomous sensory meridian response. It's pretty much just to describe that tingly goosebump sensation that you feel, like, you know, it all throughout your body or even up into your scalp, depending on like where you're feeling it, you know. Yeah, and like the rest is history. Once it kind of like landed on the internet, obviously tons of creators are gonna come out and like do their kind of content. So that's, I got hooked, you know, because you can get that ASMR trigger by so many different ways. Like, obviously, yeah, I feel like the best way to do it is in person, but with so many people who don't have anyone with them to do that for them, or people that, you know, are alone or just don't have that, like, that's kind of like the only way they could access that feeling.
Your boyfriend sucks at it.
Oh, your boyfriend sucks at it, but not this guy. Not this guy. He's got the technique down. So, like, these videos, like, they provide that for people. Me personally, like, if I'm watching a video, there's, at this point, there's so many kinds of ASMR, but, you know, I discovered triggers that I didn't even know were triggers, like, just through that same process of going down that rabbit hole once it became a thing and all these creators started coming out and doing their stuff. But for me, it's always been very, like, in terms of, like, types of sounds, definitely not wet sounds. Okay? Aside from, like, rain. But, like, I know, like, right now, like, it's everyone kind of thinks about, like, the cringy, like, wet, like, chewing, like, all that stuff. Like, that's fine. Some people, if people get triggered off of that and they generally enjoy it, that's amazing. For me, though, it's definitely more like dry sounds, gentle sounds, soft sounds, like anything with, like, someone's nails, like whether they're grazing, like, an actual person's face or, like, their back, obviously, because that's what I like to be done on me. Watching it be done on someone else, like through a massage or session, whatever. I love that. I love the visual of that. Tapping sounds. I love any kind of tapping sounds, like, especially people with long nails, which Julie does, and she always has top tier nails, always has them done, like, in the cutest ways, which we'll see later today. But yeah, like on glass, on even, like, on wood, like, wood has really nice sounds. What else? Any kind of, like, brushing sounds, like, very smooth, like going through your hair or even on someone's face. That kind of stuff relaxes the shit out of me. I love it. But yeah, so through that rabbit hole, of course, that's how I found Friends with ASMR, Julie's YouTube channel. You know, this isn't my first time going with her. Like I said, I've already gone with her several times. I try to do an appointment at least once a month. Oh, I remember one thing I did want to share is one of the reasons why I feel ASMR specifically has so many benefits. Because you're always going to hear about the benefits of, like, the traditional type of massage, like the Swedish massage, or, you know, like those kinds of things. Obviously, it has those benefits, but for some people, ASMR, maybe there's some people that don't like the traditional type of massages, or it's too painful for them, or they just don't like it, but ASMR works for them, and because it's way more gentle and soft. You're gonna keep hearing me say these words, but that's the best way I can describe it. For me personally, I've done plenty of, like, regular massages, but every time I do go there, when they ask me, like, about the pressure, stuff like that, I always say very light pressure, minimal. Because I've struggled with, like, a history of like fibromyalgia symptoms, where I'll get flare-ups, especially, like, the more stressed that I am. And usually if I'm going to get massage, it is during a time that I am typically stressed. I'll get flare-ups in my body where it's any kind of pressure in my body is incredibly painful. Even just like a hug or something like that, my body feels pain. So while these massages do ultimately have very good benefits, and I still enjoy them regardless, knowing that there was someone who actually had a special spa targeted for ASMR was like my dream. And I feel incredibly lucky and privileged at the fact that she's like local within my area. And I know now in today's age that is becoming more I think popular. And I think I'll ask her too if she knows of any other professionals that tend to focus on ASMR. But yeah, to me it's really exciting because I always thought it was something super niche and just like something that only me and my family did or knew about. But obviously, how lovely to see that so many people around the world also had that shared experience and are now able to enjoy that. And everyone, of course, has their own story and reasons as to why they like ASMR or, you know, what they particularly like. But yeah, I think I'll end it right here and then we'll pick back up once we arrive there and we'll touch base and we'll say hi to Julie. Johnny, anything you'd like to share? What's your favorite ASMR? Meat grilling.
Yeah. Or that one chick with the squirrels on her fingers and the slime, they're just nibbling on it.
I'm pretty sure if you're on TikTok or YouTube Shorts, you've come across that girl. I wish I knew her name, but yeah, she'll have like little squirrels on her fingers that like will go on the microphone that have like slime and she'll show them. People are so creative. We love to see it. All right, bye. I figured while I'm waiting for Julie, oh God, this is terrible lighting. While I'm waiting for Julie, I can give you some little ASMR tippy tappies. Some finger flutters. This is doing it for you. This is doing it for you, chat. So we're doing like the purple today. So Julie, I was telling my followers in chat like my history with ASMR. Can you tell us a little bit of how you started this? Because something that you mentioned in your a lot of your content in your videos is that you quit like your real job.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I worked in the fashion industry for about 17 years. I was a pattern maker, and you know, you get to a point in your career sometimes it's a little less fulfilling than it is when you started. So and things just really popped off here. I've been doing this for about 3 years, and in October this past year it kind of blew up.
It just definitely did. Yes. And I was telling about the nails, so we got to do a little close up. And she did ask about my favorite color. Look at her. She did my favorite color, the dark olive nails. Yes. And those of you who watch my nail streams like already know because I've definitely done that color before. But yeah, we're gonna do a little before and after of what I look like right now. I actually did my makeup today, so it's definitely gonna look a little bit different. She gave me that cool idea, so I'm gonna do that too. And we'll get into it, and then I'll do an after of how I feel. And yeah, I'm super excited. But I'll make sure to have her YouTube and socials tagged in the description below. I'm not the YouTuber, you can tell, like I'm not. But I'll make sure to share all of her socials so that once you get that published, you can, you know, watch my video and all of her other previous videos, which are incredible, as I've already mentioned before. We love her. And yeah, I'm really excited to share this part of me with you guys. So we'll get right into it. Yay. All right, well, thank you again. I was just telling them like how relaxed I feel after all the, every time I come here. It's always the same thing. I'm always just feeling like a weight is lifted off my back.
And, you know, whatever was bothering me during the week, whoever was pestering me, causing me trouble, all that is gone. And I'm just ready to continue on with the rest of my day, the rest of my week. And yeah, it's something that I wish that more and more people could experience. And with this now definitely being more mainstream now, you can say it's definitely getting out there, and hopefully we'll start seeing more of these spas pop up. And I know we have a little bit, you know, here and there. One thing I do want to ask you, or if you can share, for someone who has never indulged with anything ASMR related, or it's very alien to them, or they think it's weird, or if they were coming here for the first time, what would you say to them? What would you encourage them to try out? I'm sure you've had a lot of people who are very, maybe like first timers.
Oh yeah, I mean, most everyone's a first time.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have experienced this sort of touch when they're kids. So it's very nostalgic, like perhaps your guardian or parental figure would scratch your back to go to sleep or trace your face, and that's really what it's all based in. The experience is just meant to be very nurturing, meant to feel very safe.
Yes.
If anything's too tickly or uncomfortable, open communication at all times.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And that's a good point they brought that up, because that is something that she definitely does when you're here. I think I mentioned the first time I met you, even just hearing you talk just gave me like the tingles. And that's another reason why I love coming here, is that you do feel that, like, just the space, the energy feels so safe. You know, if you know, maybe some people who experience for the first time, it might be like, it's way too tingly, way too sensitive, totally. You know. But definitely something very, very, very nurturing. I was also mentioning too that that when I was talking about my experience, definitely like a bonding thing with like my sisters and stuff like that. So maybe there's some people who never had that, you know, growing up.
I do have a lot of clients,
you know, and that's I think a lot of people who watch ASMR videos, you know, like video content form, get to experience that, you know, and that's, you know, wonderful service that you provide to others. And I wish, you know, more and more people can experience that. So thank you again.
Thank you.
And yeah, till next time, because I will be back.
It's always love seeing you.
All right.
I'm literally just a girl.